What?
A pill?
They did.
Wonder what it is.
Actually, I think it's an Altoid.
I was gonna say,
It looks like an Altoid.
they're leaving something good.
So Carl lived up here for about 13 years. He was the caretaker, janitor, handyman of this place with Bobby. Bobby hired him. But like I said, he felt that the evil spirits in this building were trying to take over his body. And when he lived up here, I mean, he would barricade that door. He slept with a gun under his pillow. He was terrified. He said when he'd be up here trying to sleep, it sounded like there were hundreds of people downstairs, and he could hear them talking and walking around. But one of the spirits that used to visit him was a lady with long dark hair, and she told him to go in the basement and dig. So he did, and he tore up the floor and uncovered the well. And it's pretty much left exactly the way he left it. All the jagged pieces of flooring are still there. And he uncovered the well, and he claimed that he found a diary in the well, and the diary belonged to Johanna. And it told the story that Johanna was a singer in the club. She was pregnant. Her boyfriend was a singer in the club. Her father did not approve of this, so he had her boyfriend killed, and then some say that his body was hung down in the dressing room. But he had her boyfriend killed, and then Johanna was so upset that she poisoned her father and committed suicide. And again, there's several different stories of where she actually did that, whether it was in the dressing room or above the stage. So that's the story of Johanna. Bobby wrote a great song about it, and it's a great story, and it's been passed around for years and years and years. But the problem with it is, Carl told a lot of stories. And back in the late 80s, early 90s, if someone told you a story about something, you couldn't just, go on Google and put the information in and find out if it's true. You either had to believe them or you had to do a lot of research, going to libraries and the courthouse trying to find records, public records of things. So, people pretty much took him at his word that the stories he was telling was true. Bobby didn't want him telling these stories because he was afraid if people found out that the club was haunted, nobody would want to come here. Little did he know that 40 years later we'd be sitting here in the dark. But yeah, he didn't want Carl telling these stories, and he tried to keep him quiet for a long time. But eventually, of course, the stories got out. Now the problem with Johanna, so nobody researched it back then, but in the last decade, people have put a lot of research into that. People have gone through public records and old newspaper clippings and things like that. There's just absolutely no record of Johanna. There's no death certificates, there's no newspaper stories. So the bottom line, we just basically don't believe that she ever existed. I think it was just a story that he told. And like I said, it's just one of those legends that just keeps getting passed on and passed on. And also, if you know anything about mob history or even current day, the way organized crime works, if her father did own this nightclub, he's not going to let his daughter be a showgirl in his nightclub. It just doesn't make sense. That wouldn't happen. So there's just a lot of holes in the story. The diary he supposedly found, nobody ever saw it. He never showed it to anybody. There were no pictures taken of it. So, it's just all made up, basically.
So what was this used for after an apartment?
Bobby had it as an office for a while,
Okay.
and I don't know what the hell's happened to it. I guess it's just water damage from the roof. I have no idea. I've never seen a picture or anything of what it looked like back then. I can't imagine. But I mean, obviously there was a kitchen, there's a bathroom. That door right there just goes out onto the roof, actually. Because like I said, there used to be another section out there, but that was torn down a long time ago. So, I mean, I guess it was a livable apartment at one time. I can't imagine living up here for 13 years, even if it was in good shape. I don't know. I don't think I could do it. I couldn't live here.
Oh, that's cool. I've made this before. Is it strong? Yeah.
What are these cards?
No.
Bingo cards.
Oh.
After the Latin Quarter, after all the gambling stopped, they had bingo games for a while. And then when they shut down, they just left them here.
Look at all the numbers over here. That's part of
I've
bingo.
heard that that's an old bingo board. It's weird, it doesn't look like a bingo board.
No, it opens. It's got like.
Yeah, it opens and it's got numbers inside. So I'm not sure how it worked. I just picture like Vanna White, you know, kind of. But I don't know. Because, you know, bingo now it's BINGO and the numbers are. This is weird. So I don't know.
This is the first keynote.
Are there baby things up here? Where's baby things?
We're gonna brainstorm, get the busy boy.
Oh, shoot. Oh. That's interesting. I've never noticed that blanket. It's weird that there's a blanket. That's weird.
That doesn't even look that rusty, does it?
What the hell is that?
That's.
Oh my god. Talk about baby.
I said-
Baby crying.
Is that the bingo
That's
tumbler?
probably the baby that had come. Yeah, if that's,
That's creepy.
yeah,
It sounded like a baby.
something had a hold of me.
Oh,